Cancelled.
Schweezy.
All right, so now it's time for me to do a little Ask Schweezy. Ask Schweezy is where you tell me your relationship problems and I fix them 100%.
Be gone, fuck!
And don't be surprised if that's the answer to most of them. So, let's get into it, folks. First question we got here. I recently started dating my boyfriend. He wants kids and I don't. We have been friends for about a year, and we recently got into a relationship. The topic came up a couple days ago, and we are deciding if we should even move forward with the relationship. I have spent more time thinking about it than he has, and I am pretty sure I do not want children. This could change, but right now I feel adamant about my decision. He just found out that he wanted kids. I don't think that he will change his mind. Is this a deal breaker, or should we break up now? So, yeah, that's a tough one. So yeah, the thing is with if you are getting into a relationship just for kids, which I feel like may be a very selfish thing when you're like, I want kids, I want my own little. People are like, having a child is such a selfless act. No, it's not. You wanted a mini version of yourself. You thought the baby was cute, and you thought babies are cute, and like, I want to get one of my own, and so you did. And you're not special for giving birth. A lot of people have done that. And also, people were like, oh, sweetie, you need... I'm a mom. I need to cut first in line at the coffee shop. You got 8 hours of sleep last night. I'm like, no one... it's not my fault. Someone decided to come inside you, folks. It's not my fault that you decided to let someone nut inside you. Anyways, though, with that being said, though, with the relationship, like I feel like don't break up immediately. He's desperate on kids, and if that's all he's using you for, that's a pretty bad thing. But will he change his mind? Is this a deal breaker? Keep going. He might change his mind. Keep going, and eventually, if it is a deal breaker, then you'll have to break up. Sometimes people change. Sometimes people don't. Like I always like to say, people change, but good looks are forever.
I like that.
So that's one thing I will always say about that. But yeah, no, he's very adamant on wanting kids. Like, how old are you? Oh, let's say 28. You're 28 and he's 31. Okay, I guess that's a normal age. I'm 27. I'll be, by the end of the summer, I'll be 28. And I'm still at that age where, like, someone says, like, hey, we're having a baby. And my mind's like, oh, man, that sucks. What are you going to do? And they're like, oh, we intended to do this. We wanted it. We're keeping it. I'm like, oh, read the vibe wrong. So I'm still on that end. I was like, dude, if I had a baby right now, it would ruin my life. I'm telling you, a baby would ruin my life. Probably not doing this podcast. I'm just saying, maybe a couple years from now, like, I would say, like, it's like having a baby. I'd be like, you know what? That's a good thing. I'm good. You should only have a baby if the question is, if you have a baby, will it ruin your life? And the question is, yes, do not have a baby. Wear 3 condoms if you have to. Wear 4. Get a vasectomy and wear 2 condoms. That's the best thing you can do. I always wondered that. Maybe I should get a vasectomy and I'm like, I can always get it reversed. But then snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. That's a lot of questions that I don't think I can answer, folks. Yeah. But no, answer to your question, I would say is if one person wants to have children, both parties involved have to be on board for having children. Now, sometimes accidents happen. Now, if accidents happen, I go by the rule is the men have to support the woman's decision because it's her body, her choice. So, and I know some fucking magtards are going to come my way. It's like, what's a baby inside her? I'm like, okay, wear your fucking mask. And they'll be like, you're saying your body, your choice, but yeah, I don't want you fucking ruining my society with your fucking mouth breathing, you fucking virus spreader. Let's just get on to the next question. How do I tell my fiance that I'm suicidal and that she is the only reason I haven't killed myself? Okay. I need/want to tell my fiance that I'm feeling really suicidal, but I don't want to be manipulative. I love her more than anything, and that love for her is the only reason I haven't killed myself. If she left me or something happened to her, I'd end it immediately. How do I tell her how I'm feeling without making her feel responsible for me? I know a lot of abusive assholes tell their significant others that they'll kill themselves if they leave them, and that's not what I want to do. I want to ask for help without trapping her. So, best thing I can do. One thing with this suicide shit, I have to talk about. And I've been thinking about this all week, so I think I have a right to talk about it. So I'm in a couple groups on Facebook. One's like for like pop punk music, and like I've seen like a couple people in the past week post shit like, "Have a nice evening, everyone. I'm gonna kill myself tonight." And in my mind, because I'm a little. What'd you say? I'm a little fucked up in the brain. My mind's like, oh, this is just fucking cry for attention. Like, you just want attention real bad, and you're probably not gonna fucking kill yourself. You just want someone to give you some fucking attention. A lot of people want attention these days. I do, but I write music and do a podcast. Okay, folks. And then I see that. So I see that shit. Like, I've seen like 3 or 4 posts about people like posting like, I'm gonna kill myself tonight, and then in my mind, if everyone was like me, we're like, okay, you're not going to fucking do it. You just want attention. But there's actual good people out there, not me, but others out there who are actual good people who are like, I've been trying to message them. They message me back. They're still alive. I'm just making sure they don't fucking kill themselves because they have good hearts and are good human beings. And I need a girlfriend like that who is not me, not the innocence in them or the good person in them isn't an alcoholic and dead inside. Did I not fucking get another Coke Zero? God damn it. Forgot to get another one. Alright, I'll be back real quick. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so, alright, so we were talking about, I guess I was talking about, so people are, like, good people were, like, trying to message them and like, don't kill yourself, you have so much to live for, blah, blah, blah. And I sound like a dick when I'm saying this. I guess I just want to say, people, don't use your fucking mental health for fucking attention. Just, there's actual people with actual problems out there. And they're not using it for attention. So stop fucking using, I don't know, I don't like that shit, using it for attention. If you're going to use it for attention, write a song about it, okay? That's all you need to do. Write a fucking song about it, and I won't listen to it. That's also bad. Don't listen to me for that, but the only thing you should listen to, anything I say here about this is do not use it for attention, because that's shit. That's a lot of shit. But anyways, though, with your particular situation involved, the best thing I would actually suggest for you, so with that, do not tell her that she's the only reason you haven't killed yourself yet. That is, do not put that pressure on her. That's going to put a lot of pressure on her. Keep that shit to yourself. But you can tell her, hey, look, I'm feeling a little depressed, kind of giving up, don't really feel like there's a reason to live anymore, shit like that. That's what you need to talk about, like a serious conversation. And, she's not your therapist, buddy. I've learned this. She's not your therapist. What you need to do then, you should not let me learn how to talk first. You should not put the responsibility onto her that she needs to be your therapist and fix this problem. You need to seek help yourself. It's great that you have her in your life. You're keeping her as a positive thing in your life, and that's good. You have a positive thing in your life, and a reason. Technically, you're saying it's a reason not to kill yourself. Let's also be honest. You might be kind of a chicken and not want to do it. There's a lot of people out there. I would tell you there's a lot of suicide people out there. I don't know if they'd technically be considered suicidal, but don't have the courage to actually off themselves. I was going to say don't have the balls off themselves, when I realized that's a very gendered term. And actually, no, everyone has balls. I forgot. Everyone has balls. That's where pee is stored. Pee is stored in the balls. And that's why they call it the penis. And you're like, women don't have balls. They're inside their body, folks. Women have inside balls. Men have outside balls. And if you want to question me,
pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
So that's all I can say. Basically, buddy, seek help. That's one thing to do. Tell your partner that you're mentally not feeling good. That way she can understand and, try to work things through. But do not tell her that she's the reason you haven't killed herself, because that's basically it. So it's okay to be sad, but also don't make it someone else's problem. Okay? Keep it your problem and then work on your own problems. And, think about the other person. That's all you have to do. Think about other people. As I like to say, well, I don't get into political arguments, like real political arguments, or like get your vaccine arguments. The reason is it always comes down to this one sentence. It's, look, I'm not going to explain to you why you should care about other people. I can't. I don't have the mental capacity to try to explain to some dipshit why you should not want people to die. So that's something I'm going to tell you, folks. That's a good lesson for you. We have a lot of lessons today on the show. Main lesson is, best lesson I can give you is, I'm not going to explain to you why you should care about other people. So that's it. So basically, seek help, buddy. There's a lot of ways to get help out there. And with that being said, do not make your girlfriend your therapist. And there's probably more things I could say and more things that some people will complain about. Maybe some person out there I know specifically.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
But, yeah. But anyways, though, I'm going to move on. So just seek help, man, and don't make your girlfriend your therapist. That's the best thing I can tell you. All right, this one's a little spicy here. Psychics and relationship. Not relationships, relationship. Hello, I was dating this really great guy. We will call him A. For 9 months this year, and we recently ended things due to him not being sure if he wanted kids or not, and that being a deal breaker for me. I wonder if this is the same person from above. Oh, no, she's a female, too. Female. I'm Ben Shapiro. Gynecologically, the female's vagina is always dry. So there's no... Theoretically, all podcasts are dry, so it's theoretically you cannot have a wet-ass podcast. The relationship was perfect beforehand. We love each other so much and generally had so much fun being together as a couple. Rarely had disagreements, and when we did, they were so calmly communicated and worked through and never fought. We taught each other so much and were really great partners. By the end, we pretty much lived together. I still had a lease I couldn't get out of, but was living at his place and had no issues. A conversation came up of him being unsure if having more kids was the right decision for him. He already has one child from a college relationship. She is 9, and we have a great relationship. He cares very much about the earth/worldly wellness and thought that 1, bringing more children into the world when there is already overpopulation was unfair. 2, bringing children into a scary and unsafe world was selfish. 3, he wants to work as a humanitarian and has toyed with the idea of traveling for most of his life. I didn't want to limit him or his beliefs and goals, and he didn't want to limit mine, but we were stuck at a crossroads of now what and sort of rushed into a decision to break up. I went back to my parents' house devastated and am now at my previous apartment, which my mom is really happy about. Now, 3 weeks later, after talking it through more with him and allowing each other the space to really think about what we each respectively want out of our own lives, he has decided that although he does believe in his reasonings, he can't imagine not having a family and marriage, more children, and a life fulfilled with family is exactly what he wants. I know he is being 100% truthful and honest with me because he is an independent person and is a bit stubborn and does not change for anyone. If he did not want kids, he would not have them, even if that meant not being with me, someone he loves very much. We are now beginning to reconcile, and I'm really happy and excited about it, but feeling cautious due to past relationship trust issues and the following. Now, I know not everyone believes in psychic mediums, but I'm very spiritual in that way and have had many readings with the same psychic for years, and she has only been wrong a small amount of times. Plus, the future is fluid. Early into the relationship, I called her, and she told me there would be a breakup and that I would not marry him. I then called after the breakup, and she said that I would meet someone else and have a family, and that is still wouldn't be and I wouldn't marry him. It would be someone new. I don't live my life by what she says, obviously, because I continue dating him, but that does concern me and makes things really difficult because my mother believes this psychic wholeheartedly, and I stupidly told her. My mom and I are extremely close. Sometimes I feel a bit smothered, but she's one of my best friends and is always there for me. Making this reconciliation is really anxiety-provoking for me. I'm anxious of hearing what my mother has to say of it because although she loves him, she thinks the psychic is right, and she's weary of his decision on if he wants kids or not. I am so focused on constantly pleasing my mom. Disgusting. I don't want to disappoint her or make her think I'm just running back to him, when in reality, I wholeheartedly know that this is what I want. So my question is, should I be careful? Should I put weight into psychic's word? And how, most importantly, how do I tell my mother? So this is a deep question. Now, last week I went on a little rant about astrology and how it's fucking stupid. And it still is, and I can't believe people are like, I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm used to this. I'm like, well, I'm a Leo, so I think you're fucking stupid. But no, so everything sounds like a normal thing. So this guy sounds good. Sounds like a good guy. Like he said he didn't want kids, and then he thought about it, and he's like, you know what? I think maybe I do want that. Maybe I think you trust him and everything like that. See, the problem is I was reading all this and I was like, what's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? And then you get to and then a psychic told me it might not work out. Oh, see, the thing is, and then you're like, the future is fluid. So this is like a psychic being like, I'm guessing this is not going to be the person you marry, but the future is fluid, so it might not happen. Yeah, this is fake, buddy. Your mom believes her 100%. Your mom's probably a dipshit. Sorry, like, your mom's probably pretty hot. I'll just say that, though I don't know you. Your mom's probably pretty hot, and I will give her that. The thing is, though, like, you could say, I just don't trust anything that says, like, who tries to predict the future or whatever. That's just my thing. I don't trust anyone who thinks they know the future, what's going to happen in the future. We could think of advancements that are probably going to happen. Like, I remember when I think I took, like, some tech class in college. Oh, no, high school. I took some, like, tech class, and we were, like, talking about, like, computers and shit like that. I don't know. And the teacher's like, yeah, one day everything's going to be a touchscreen. Your mirrors, your car, like, everything's going to be a touchscreen. And, like, things have moved progressively. Like, yeah, everything's close to becoming a touchscreen. But, like, I don't have a touchscreen mirror in my bathroom. And how awful would that be? Fucking smudges everywhere. Like, we can guess technology into the future, but, like, there's only so far we can guess. Like, oh, touchscreens are going to become the new norm. Okay, and now, eventually headphone jacks went away. And then they're talking about, like, a portless phone. Like, a phone with 0 ports. Which is actually, I think it might actually happen logically, because I think wireless charging is going to be a big thing. And when you do like a portless phone, the idea with that is that you can make it like 100% waterproof or whatever. So, I mean, that sounds like it could possibly happen in the future, but it all depends what Apple does and then what everyone else copies afterwards, or what everyone else makes and then Apple does better. It's just all up to Apple. Everything's up to Macintosh or Apple. They make everything, folks. So should you trust the psychic? No. Sounds like you have a good guy. And if things don't work out, they might not work out. And if they do, they do. That's the situation you're in. Are things going to work out with this guy? Maybe. That's the situation. That's the situation you're in, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Will it work out with this guy? Won't it work out? Let's keep trying and see what happens. Because only you can prevent fine. And this guy seems like a good guy. So I wouldn't if it doesn't work out with this guy, it's not the end of the world. Like, he's not going to fucking abuse you or whatever. Let's move on to our next one. I'm texting a shy girl, and I have solid info that she's interested in me as well. How can I get her to open up and relax? Pretty much just what's in the title. Our convos are always nice, and she always responds, but she still talks to me like we just met. Very surface level conversations. She doesn't really share any personal stuff. Obviously, she isn't required to talk to me all the time, but because I know we're both interested, I like to at least give us a chance if we're going to pursue a relationship. I want to be her best friend, She's really, really awesome, and I don't want to miss this opportunity. I want her to text me when she's bored. I want her to text me when she has nothing to say, but wants to talk. Hopefully I'm making some sense. Any suggestion would be greatly appreciated. Well, first of all, yuck, buddy. Sounds gross, this relationship. No. Let's get in. What do I have to say here? So yeah, basically with shy people, basically, I'm talking about someone who does interview people. And basically, I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to treat this like you're interviewing someone, where so a lot of times when you're interviewing someone, if you're like a real journalist, like real people, you're going to try to, basically you're leading a conversation into getting someone to say something and like what you want them to say or what you're interested in learning about the situation. You're basically just trying to learn something about that. That's basically what an interview is. Like you're talking to someone and you're basically like, what can I get out of you? Now, with what I do, it's basically, I'm not trying to get anything out. I'm just trying to have fun. But like a lot of people like are really trying to like to talk about the album. So like you think about like this breakup and everything. Do you think like when you went through that and she broke your heart and left the city, like do you think a part of you went with her to the city, or do you think like all of it stayed back with you? Situations like that, like you try to probe into it. But the one thing you always have to do is make sure the person you're interviewing is comfortable with you. Like they feel comfortable with talking to you and get deep. And that's why if you listen to my show, it starts off pretty like surface level, getting comfortable, and then later it can sometimes get a little serious and really cool. So it's always this idea of you want to get them comfortable first, and then that's when people start really opening up to you in the situation. And also you have to put yourself out there as like, I'm not trying to hurt you. You have to make sure they feel safe with you too. Like you have to make them feel safe and comfortable. It's a lot like a child. Maybe it's like a hippogriff. First you bow, and then they bow, then you run over, pet them, and then you get to ride them or whatever the situation is. I don't remember the full thing. Don't ask me how to ride a hippogriff, folks. With that being said, yeah, so basically you have to be, first of all, you have to be safe with her, and you also have to be very open and have her be comfortable with you. If that makes sense, trying to get her to relax and be open to you, you can't expect her to do that unless you do that first. That's going to be the main situation here, buddy. You're going to have to make sure she trusts you and feels safe with you. And once she feels that, it's all seventh heaven. Then she starts telling you weird shit like, so, yeah, I like pegging you, and hope you like getting pegged, because that's a deal breaker for me. And then she'll peg you, and you might like it. So, not the end of the world, though, to get pegged. Anyways, though, I think, yeah, that's going to be the best advice I have to give to you. Make her feel comfortable, make her feel safe. Once she feels those two things, she will open up to you. Sometimes you have to put in the effort to be a little open yourself to her, and that's going to make her a little bit more comfortable. When you're a little bit open, she's going to be a little more comfortable to you. That's how life works. My nose finally started itching, folks. I don't know why it doesn't on this podcast. No other podcast but this one. But, okay. This next one, I'm seeing I already know whose side I'm going to take. Anyways. Ooh, that was a weird one. My boyfriend doesn't want me to foster kittens and wants me to leave my volunteer work at the rescue. But helping animals is a huge part of my life and even my identity. I do accept his verdict or fight for my right to foster. We have 2 cats at home, and granted, he's not really a cat person. However, he does love our cats and does well with them. I agree that for now, well, we're in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, that we wouldn't adopt any new cats, and I do respect his wishes. The thing is, I currently volunteer at a rescue where there are some bottle babies who really need a temp home for a few weeks. They have a place to go back to and take up barely any space. I'm unemployed, pretty depressed, and this would really be an awesome thing for me to help these babies. But he says no. I get that he may feel it's a slippery slope and fears this will open a floodgate of kittens, but I fostered before, but when I was living alone, and have shown him I can send a kitten off for adoption. Do I just accept this for now and address that when we have a bigger space that I will be fostering? I feel really disappointed by his lack of compassion in the situation. So I'm agreeing with you. You should be able to foster cats, and as long as as long as you prove that you're able to give them back up for adoption, I think you're fine. I know a lot of people who will they'll take a dog, keep it for a few weeks, and make sure they're not in like just sitting in a cage, being all depressed and shit. And basically, take care of them, take them for walks and shit like that, make them feel loved. And then eventually, when they find someone who wants to adopt or their forever home, then they, take them in I'm gonna give them away. So as long as you're able to, because the big thing, man, I'm just burping like crazy. Well, the big thing with that situation is you don't want to get too attached to it. Like, you have to go into it like, look, this dog's gonna leave me one day. This cat's gonna leave me one day, and I have to accept that. So here's the thing: you already have 2 cats. I feel like in this situation, if as a third-party delegate in your situation, what I feel like you should be able to do is you should be able to rescue 1 cat at a time for like temp homes. Adoption, take care of it, shit like that, yada, yada, yada. You should be able to do one animal. Now, here's the situation. You're gonna have to give something back to your boyfriend. Now, my suggestion would be blowjobs, because typically, like a weekly blowjob or a double weekly blowjob, 2 blowjobs a week will be good. Unless you're already that cool, then I don't know what to say. But no, you're going to have to offer him something in return to start fostering. Like, you don't have a job. So maybe if you get a job, then eventually you may get another job. And then, like, I'm probably not going to be able to do this anymore. Then don't do that. So I feel like 1 is okay. And then you have to, like, say, what can I do for you? Let's even this out. Let's see what I can do for you and you can do for me. Just, little give in, give out. So that's how I solved your problem.
I like that.
More importantly, with how I solved your problem.
And I really like that.
And if you disagree,
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
so yeah. Next question I have, just sitting here quietly doing nothing. If this was like real radio, I'd probably get a fucking fine just for like sitting here scratching my nose. But in the great world of podcasting, make sure I don't have to do that. So thank you all for listening to this show. How many more questions do I have? 3, 4. Okay, we have a couple more to go. I don't have too many. Is it rude if I tell the girl I've been seeing I'm back on dating apps? Okay, so to start, we aren't exclusively seeing each other, and she is on dating apps too. So I recently ended a long-term relationship of over a decade, so this is my first year being single with dating apps existing. Overall, it's been pretty good. I met a lot of nice people, found someone who was my favorite out of everyone I met, and we've been seeing each other for a few months. I'm very happy, and she's great. Honestly, this whole experience is way better than I expected to get from dating apps. As friends and people start to ask if they're an exclusive or single or still in a relationship, I realized we never talk about it. I honestly didn't know if I was ready. So I took a week, deleted both dating apps I had, and stopped really talking to other girls. It didn't bother me at all, so I figured I was ready, and one night told her I deleted my dating apps, and if she wanted something more serious, I'm open to it. She said no, she wasn't ready. So after a couple weeks, I figured I'd re-download 2 dating apps and make a profile, and Homegirl shows up as my first most compatible match on Hinge, which I think is hilarious. So is there etiquette here? I don't want to come off as dick, like, hey, you said no, so I re-downloaded these apps, because that's not what happened at all. Or am I just overthinking this? Yeah, it sounds like you're overthinking it. So she doesn't want to be exclusive. Get back on dating apps, buddy. It's fine. Sounds fine with me. I mean, eventually, don't tell her, like, hey, look, I'm back on dating apps. Just like that shit. Just be like, just kind of keep it casual. Actually, I would match with her on Hinge. I'm like, well, looky here. Look what the cat dragged in. Look at all them chickens. Yeah, no. So yeah, I'd match with that. I think that's really funny. But no, I don't think you should have to explain why you're back on dating apps. You asked if you wanted to be exclusive, and she said no. So that's her fault. And sometimes she realizes you're on the dating apps too. Is like maybe make her jealous. Maybe if you really do want to be exclusive with her, just be like, I got a date tonight, and then she'll get jealous, and then you're like, you know what, I do want to be exclusive with you, because for women, I think jealousy is going to be the factor that determines it. Now, she's not jealous, and any of that situation, she's probably not that into you. So just have a fun couple of just fuck around, find out kind of situation. But the fuck around is a lot more fun in your situation. Yeah, you're probably just overthinking it. Just be on dating apps, do your thing, and she wants to know if, like, hey, you free tonight? Like, no, I got a date tonight. Then you'll kind of determine, does she want to be exclusive really and is just lying to you, or is she just being the worst? That was a weird thing I just did. Yeah, buddy, you're just overthinking. Be you. You know, she doesn't want to be exclusive. You don't have to be either. Don't wait around for her. Don't waste your time on her, even if she's the voice inside your head. So, next question I got. I told my girlfriend of 3 months that I loved her for the first time while we were spooning in bed. She replied, "Oh shit."
That's rough, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
Oh, okay. I was spooning in bed with my girlfriend today, and I decided to tell her that I love her, because I do. What followed was a brief moment of silence followed by an "oh shit," and her asking me if I was serious. I told her it was how I felt. She didn't say it back, and I asked her why. She told me she wasn't feeling the L word, lesbians yet, L word at the time, and then went home about 30 minutes later. I always thought she was too shy to say it considering her personality and waiting for me to say it. I feel like I've been blindsided considering we've been in a relationship for 3 months. She doesn't want to break up and still wants me to go out with her and her friends on the weekends. I feel like a chump right now. How should I move forward? With caution, my friend. First of all, I have to say this one more time.
That's rough, buddy.
But second of all, I do want to say, yeah, you're going to have to move forward with caution. Do not move your feelings any further. Just, you may have to think about this. You may have to think about the relationship. This might not work out, but it also might. So I'm going to be in the car along for the ride, and I'm going to see what happens and see where this adventure takes me, because she doesn't want to break up, but she also doesn't know her feelings yet. So sometimes people don't understand their feelings. Sometimes people have never been in love before and don't know what love is. And so I would just say keep going with caution, stick around, but keep up with caution in the situation, because you do not know what's really going through her mind. She says she wasn't feeling the L word at the time. She might actually feel it. She just might not know how to express it. Some people don't write music, so they don't know how to express feelings like me. And I'm singing the great Dashboard Confessional. Tonight will be the night that I will fall. I'm gonna sing it like Tom DeLonge. I decided. Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind. I don't think that was very good. So yeah, I think she may not know she might not know her feelings. You don't know. I don't really know what's going through her head, and neither do you. Honestly, you know your feelings. Stay firm with those, but also stay in caution on the situation, because you never know. If you don't know, you never shine if you don't glow. Now, okay? Hey, now you're an all-star. Get the game on. Go play. Yeah. So. Oh, man, we only have 2 questions left. Okay, let's keep going. My girlfriend flipped out at my suggestion to get dolled up when she asked me how she could help spice things up. What do I do? Me and my girlfriend have been getting tired of our day in, day out lockdown routine, and both mutually agreed that it's making things feel a little stale between us. We've been living together just before the pandemic hit. Nothing has been particularly bad. Our sex life is fine. We don't get into arguments or anything like that. We are just tired of the same thing day in, day out. We started having a conversation a couple days ago about what we could do in the short term to improve our situation, particularly when it comes to our relationship, sex, and spicing things up. She gave me some suggestions on things I could do for her. Then she asked me for any suggestions I had. I simply told her that it would be nice if she could put on some nice clothes and makeup for a change instead of the usual sweatpants and old t-shirt. She immediately got mad, complained that I made her feel insecure about her natural self not being good enough for me, and that she shouldn't have to do these things because I should already think she's sexy enough, etc., etc. I tried to explain that wasn't what I meant at all. I do think she's sexy. I just want to appreciate her beauty a bit differently, but she wasn't trying to hear it. I thought it would have blown over, or we would have talked it out by now, but I've kind of been in the doghouse ever since then, and she's been distant and silent towards me unless it's about things like dinner, mail came, etc. What do I do? How do I explain to her that I don't mean to offend her with what I say? So, first of all, you're right in the situation. Okay, so like she's like, here's things you could do to spice things up in the bedroom. Now, what do you think I should do? And then you say, well, I don't know, maybe put on some nice clothes and some makeup. Like, that's literally not changing anything about her. It's just like literally like, hey, you know how we've been wearing sweatpants for the past year? Maybe one night let's not do that and put on like a nice gold jacket. Yeah, and like say like look good. Like she's wearing like instead of your usual like sweatpants and t-shirt, maybe like we'll dress up one night and shit like that. Make each other look good. And he's like, you don't like me the way I look? I'm like, of course I do. I'm still here, aren't I? You're still there. You're not like leaving her because of the way she looks. It's just a dumb thing. It's for sex. It's just for sex. It's not for anything else. It's just for sex. Like when you do the same kind of sex all the time, it gets boring. Why do you think there's so many porn stars? And why they keep making more porn? Because people keep getting bored of the same sex all the time. Like imagine if you were only able to watch one porn video all the time. Like it's gonna get boring after a while. So you gotta mix it up. Switch positions, look different, maybe cosplay. Put on some costumes, that shit's fun.
I like that.
That's all you got to do, It's like it's not like that hard, and I think she's overreacting to the situation. Maybe what you can do, to maybe hopefully prove it right, is write down everything you're feeling, write down a note, and be like, look, I'm going to read this to you, and I want you to not interrupt me, and don't do that.
This is the type of guy you get.
So I need you to not interrupt me when I do this. So then you read the note, like, look. I love you for who you are. I married this woman, blah, 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 make it very nice and sweet. When I told you that maybe you could dress nice and that I was only thinking about things we could do in the bedroom to spice things up from our day old. I never meant to hurt you in any way when saying that. I was just thinking something fun and exciting we can do, blah, blah, blah. That's how I would do it. You can write it your own way. I don't know your lady. And I don't think she'll. So, and if things keep getting worse, dude, like, you might have a crazy bitch on your hands.
Simp.
You might be a simp. And if that's the case,
That's rough, buddy.
and if things keep getting worse for you,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
so you know what the fuck's going on. So yeah, that's all I can really tell you to do. I'm like, I don't know why she's gonna overreact on that. She may need to get her shit together. She's like, you don't think I'm attractive in sweatpants and an old t-shirt? I'm like, what? Why is this a conversation right now? That's probably why I'm not in a relationship. I'd just be way too honest. Like, oh, you don't think I'm attractive the way I look? I'm like, look, you're wearing sweatpants and an old t-shirt. I think you're attractive, but I'm like saying if you want to look hot, you're not going to wear that. But also, I have a lot of other problems, so.
Be gone, fuck!
All right. Last question we have. When I say one of the best ones for last, I want to tell my girlfriend about my fat fetish, but I am horribly terrified by the notion. My girlfriend and I are just out of college. We have been dating for a year and a half and planning on moving in with each other next year when she starts grad school. We love each other like a lot. We are both very serious about the idea of marriage. I am very happy with her, and she is happy with me. I just have one secret that I am both dying to reveal to her and deathly afraid to. I have a fat fetish, as the title suggests. It's very tame compared to some forms of fat fetish. I just simply like plumper, larger women. I every so often weigh the idea of telling her this. My goal is to not persuade her into indulging me with this fetish. Not that I would be opposed, but I am happy with her however she chooses to be. But, well, I don't know. There's just a part of me wanting her to know enough and another that is definitely afraid of how she will take it. I have so much reason to believe a good thing could come from telling her as I do a bad thing. I could go on with life not telling her, but then, well, what if she ever found out? What if I'm missing out on something? When you Google this idea of telling your significant other about fat fetish, there are not many accounts to read about, so I seek second, third, fourth, and so on opinions on the matter. I'm not necessarily hoping to come to a conclusion, but rather just hear from the peanut gallery. If you see this post on other pages, I apologize. I am trying to reach the widest audience. So, how long did you say you're together for? Doesn't sound like you said dating for a year and a half. You both don't know a lot about each other. Like, for real, like, first of all, like, a fat fetish. First of all, no one needs to know your fetishes, ever. Eventually, if you know each other, she eventually has to learn that I'm more into, like, bigger women. That's more my type. It's the type of guy I am. I'm just more into bigger women. And so, luckily for her, she doesn't have to try very hard to keep up her appearance for you. So, lucky you on that. But I don't think you need to be like, I have a fat fetish. And be like, eventually, it's going to naturally come up that you're into bigger women. It's just not. And also, and just another reiteration here on this show, no one needs to know your fetish. It's not like your sexuality. No one needs, people, it's okay for people to know that you are gay because for a lot of social reasons, but no one needs to know your fetish. No one needs to know that you like getting, you like a woman shitting on your chest. No one needs to know that. No one needs to know that. That's for you to know. Like a fat fetish, no one needs to know that. But eventually, she'll figure out that if you know each other, what type of women are you into? You're like, I like them a little bit bigger. Like, she's going to know that. So don't say, like, oh, I have a fat fetish. Don't say fetish. Ever say fetish. Just say what you like. Just say what you like. Don't say you have a fetish. Just say what you fucking like. She'll be like, I like a woman's feet. I think women's feet are can be very beautiful. Like, okay, don't say I have a foot fetish. Just stop. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. Get some help.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And you know who's really coming out about this? I haven't used this sound drop.
White people, white people.
Well, hey there, Schwoke. You just finished a full clip from the show. I hope you liked it, and I hope your brain cells don't hurt. If you want to check out more, we got more links here. We got full episodes, more clips, and the best of everything. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe, and like this video if you enjoyed it.